Hey guys, welcome back to Puff It Louder. So we're gonna just walk past the grape guy and continue our investigation. Well, I mean, start our investigation technically. Whatever. Let's see. Excuse me, but may I have a word with you? I guess not. You there. If you need something, please ask Miss Rhoda over there, okay? What the? Hey, wake up, you! I'm terribly sorry that she's being so rude, Mr. Edgeworth. No need for you to apologize. I just find it hard to believe that she's asleep on the job. If I were her boss, I'd see to it that her salary was cut so low that it was in the red. Well, okay, I think I'm going the wrong direction. Here we go. Okay, it's time to start the investigation. I want to thank you for your help back there, Miss Tenero. It was nothing. You should thank the captain for granting you permission. And just so everything is perfectly clear, I still don't trust you to that extent. I don't want you to think your standing with me has changed. I see. I will bear that in mind. I received an order from the captain earlier. He wanted you to know that. We reserve the right to stop an investigation if we feel like you are not making progress. And when we do, he asks that you please return to your seat at that time. So my time runs out at his and his crew's discretion, doesn't it? I'll have to find a way to discredit Mr. LeBlanc's testimony before time is up. I understand. By the way, is there any place you can think of where the killer might hide on board? I don't think so. After every first-class passenger was accounted for at his or her seat, we made a thorough search of the plane. As for the business and economy class, no one can move between those two classes in the first class without a staff keycard. And we found no record of a keycard being used at all. Which means that I have a first-class killer on my hands. At least I know that much for sure. And one other thing. No one else has been allowed near this crime scene since the murder was discovered, either. So, it's fresh! Woohoo! Now then, let's get started. But where should we start from? Let's start with Mr. LeBlanc's statements. The crime occurred between 6 a.m. and 6:15 a.m. During that interval, the only person in the lounge was myself, which would make me the prime suspect. However, since I did not kill Mr. Hicks, it means that the killer was around somewhere. If I were to believe that what you say is true, then yes. The first order of business will be to gather information to win your trust. Alright, well, let's look at his dead body. What floors does this elevator service? Only the first and second, although it can go down to the cargo hold. However, that requires a flight crew keycard. So, the only floors accessible to the passengers are the first and the second. Okay. I won't rest until I... blah blah blah. He says this every time. Let's just take a look-see. Well, first of all... oh my god. I doubt anyone was expecting to find a dead body in that elevator on this flight. So, Mr. Hicks, he's really... dead? Yes. She's trembling, although I can't fault her for that when there's a corpse right there. Mr. Hicks, if you're really dead, then please answer yes. I see she's over the trembling now, although a new symptom seems to have appeared. Anyway, I should focus on the victim's body. Let's see. There's blood on the back of Mr. There's blood on the back of Mr. Hicks' head. Could that be the cause of death? He appears to have been struck very hard. Yikes. Even his glasses are broken. Oh my god. He was hit so hard his glasses broke? Jesus. I wonder what was hanging off of this lanyard. Something's missing from this picture. Now, if I could just put my finger on it. There's something in his pocket. There's something sticking out of his pocket. Hope you won't mind if I take a look at what's inside. It's a picture. It looks like it was taken inside a building somewhere. well, we got a photo. Hey, he's wearing his cell phone. Cell phone. Is the spot somehow connected to the picture? Boom! Eureka! Mr. Hicks' machine is nowhere to be found. His machine? His cell phone, Miss Tenero. So I guess because it's not here. Yes, I think we can safely deduce that the killer took it. Well, what's this? Money is strewn all over the floor of the elevator. That was not what I clicked, but okay. I would guess it was all in Mr. Hicks' wallet at some point. There we go. What is this sinister-looking figure on the floor here? Oh, that's the piggy bank of our company mascot, Mr. iFly. It's just one of the many pieces of merchandise we sell at our in-flight shop. This bank is a limited edition and is so popular that we're down to the last one. You have an in-flight shop? Yes, it's just beyond the lounge to the right. The shutter to the store is closed at the moment, but it was open the whole flight. It was open the whole flight and up until Mr. Hicks' body was discovered. There's blood on here. Could this have been the murder weapon? Okay, well, let's just back out of here. I think that's... Oh, footprints! Oh, a pity that a bronze statue knows not when good drink has been spilt at his feet. This is a statue of our founder, Mr. Hugo iFly, who is a big fan of grape juice. I'm sure he would have been thrilled if he knew so much grape juice was here at his feet. Is that a hint of hero worshipping I detect? This is what I look at. Let me see it. The in-flight shop is just beyond these shutters. But we don't have permission to open them, so I'm afraid we must leave them closed. There must still be clues to be found here in this lounge. I must remain ever vigilant. Let's look at them. There we go. There's some spilled grape juice in front of the elevator. I assume it was spilled during the turbulence. The reason why they always use grape juice and they don't use alcohol, I think, is number one, because they need to keep the rating of the game down. But, number two, I think someone who makes Ace Attorney really loves grape juice and they, just slipped it in there, so that's nice. Oh, we must clean that up or someone might get hurt. Aha! What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? I found some very important evidence. What is the important piece of evidence in this scene? The footprints!
Take that!
Footprints! What is it? They're a little smudged, but I think we can both agree that they are a set of footprints. So you think? Yes, they belong to our killer. Oh, then maybe we should check the shoe sizes of everyone in first class. I don't think that will be of any help to us. Unfortunately, the prints are too smudged, which would make it hard to get a definite match. Oh, I see. Okay, well, let's take a look at our logic for now, I guess, maybe. Let's see. What do we got? Oh, okay, we have a lot. Murder weapon and blunt force trauma. Let's connect those. A statue with blood on it lying next to a body of a man who was beaten to death. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, I think I figured something out. Yes, what is it? The way the blood is on this, it looks like it matches up with the wound on his head. Well, aren't we deserving of the Master of the Obvious title? Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? Don't you think that is worth investigating? It would appear that this figurine is our murder weapon. Oh, I just knew it. I mean, I can't think of any other connection. Maybe the Master of the Oblivious would be more befitting. Well, okay, so we found out that he was murdered with this cute raccoon-looking thing. Let's see. Where was the killer? In the elevator. Let's go. Okay. True, there wasn't anyone else in the lounge other than myself right before the turbulence. But if the killer was in the elevator along with the victim, then that's a different story. Oh. In the elevator with Hicks and then spilled grape juice? I don't know. I have it! I'm sorry, but I don't understand, Mr. Edgeworth. I can prove that someone other than myself was here around the time of the murder. What? Really? Yes, it's rather simple, actually. The proof is in the pudding, or rather, the grape juice in this case. These footsteps here confess to me this very fact, that someone exited the elevator alive. Seeing as how the victim is dead, that would mean a second person. But couldn't the footprints be from Mr. Hicks himself? Ah, but if you take a good look at our victim's shoes, you can see that the soles are spotless. Which means Mr. Hicks wasn't alone in the elevator. In fact, it's quite the opposite. There was actually one other person inside the elevator. Well, yay! Oh my god, I completed it! Woo! What's going on over there? Oh. He's back! Oh no. Unforgivable! This is unforgivable! I'm like screaming. I hope I'm not like bothering people outside, Jesus. Do you understand what I am saying? This movie is late! It is the same level of bad if the plane arrived late. But the movie... What? I will not talk to you anymore. You are just wasting my time. Welcome back, Grape Man. What's the matter, Mr. LeBlanc? If there's no emergency, please return to your seat, sir. Do not tell me what to do! I need not to sit down! Well, Mr. Prosecutor, did you prove your innocence yet? If you would like, I'll prove my innocence to you right now. What? Nonsense! Are you saying my eyewitness testimony is mistaken? Not mistaken, merely just that there's room for doubt. I'd be most honored if you could please tell me what you saw in detail once more. Fine, suit yourself! Oh, Lord. What I saw. I am certain I saw Mr. Hicks enter that elevator. It was when the needles on my pocket watch pointed to the 6 and the 12. The body was discovered 15 minutes after that in the lounge, yes? Then you, the only person in the lounge at the time, must be the criminal. I'm having too much fun. Mr. LeBlanc's conclusions seem to make logical sense. After all, the only person in the lounge at the time, or at the supposed time of the murder, was me. So, my eyewitness testimony. If you think you can destroy it, then come, let me see. Hurry! Do I look like a man who is having the time to wait for you? Why is he so irritated? I'm the one being accused of murder here. Anyway, I must find a way to discredit Mr. LeBlanc's account somehow, and fast, because he's pissing me off. Alright. Okay, let's press. Here we go. Mr. LeBlanc, were you able to get a good look at the inside of the elevator at the time? Of course I saw what was inside! And you were sure that the victim was alone in the elevator? Yes! The only person inside was that Hicks man! Was that last outburst just a bit too important to let go? Oh, he's gonna add it. Wow, okay. The only person inside was that Hicks man! Okay, well, you're a fucking liar. And the reason for that is because we have footprints. Objection! Thanks, Miles, for voicing something. Mr. LeBlanc. What is it? There's a very glaring contradiction in your testimony. What do you mean? Please, take a look at the area in front of the elevator. There, at the spilled grape juice.
Yes, and will you admit you also spilled it with the blood?
No, it spilled itself during the turbulence. But the interesting thing here is that the set of grape juice footprints.
Footprints?
Yes, the ones that lead from within the elevator out to the lounge itself. It's evidence that proves that someone else other than Mr. Hicks exited the elevator alive. There must be have been another person in the elevator with Mr. Hicks. Now then, I'm done playing games. Why don't you tell us the truth? Can you please translate for us? No way. That's totally impossible, I guess is what he said.
No way! That is totally impossible! I know there was no other person in there. I saw it with my own eyes.
If you want to know what I think, Mr. Edgeworth, I don't think Mr. LeBlanc is lying to us. I suppose she's right. He doesn't seem to be lying. But then, what does it mean? What about this contradiction? Mr. LeBlanc, please, just once more, will you recall the details of what you witnessed for me? Lord.
I was very upset when Mr. Hicks passed by my seat. I was always checking the time over and over again. I happened to follow that man with my eyes when he passed me, and I saw clearly into the elevator he was entering. But I swear there was no one else inside. No one!
You're so loud. Mr. LeBlanc, if you would please calm down.
What? Dare you two have an issue with my eyewitness testimony?
No, not at all. Please forget I said anything. Yet again, he doesn't appear to be lying. But I can't let this testimony stand as the truth. Oh my god, he's sweating bullets. Like, what's going on?
I was very upset.
Well, we might as well press.
Hold it!
Let's see. So, are you still upset now?
I am always upset. The only time I am not is when I have a piece of art in my hands.
It's surprisingly easy to believe that about him.
But I was even more upset when Mr. Hicks walked by me. I was always checking the time over and over again.
Okay. Why were you so attentive to the time?
Because something unforgivable was happening.
Come to think of it, you were yelling about something being unforgivable earlier.
I was giving the complaint to the attendant about the movie starting time. Return back to me my time in money. You understand the point.
Movie? Is he talking about the in-flight one that's mentioned in the magazine? Summary of the plot and start time. Interesting.
They were supposed to show License to Love, Laugh, Maim, and Murder. I cannot see that movie in my country. You can only see it on international flights. I looked forward greatly to that movie. I checked my pocket watch whenever possible so I would not miss it. I even set my pocket watch to the destination time when I came on board. So my watch is not wrong, it matched the schedule. But the movie was still late, very, very late.
Hold it!
Oh, your pocket watch. I'd like to ask you a little more about it, if that's alright.
The movie I wanted to see would not start, so I checked my pocket watch many times.
Oh god. So let's look at the magazine that we got. This is the magazine, right? He changed it to the destination time. All times shown correspond to our departure time. Oh my god. You fool! Oh, whoops. Did I do something wrong?
Ah, yes, from the... Oh, whoops, sorry. Ah, yes, from the old word contradictus.
Oh, you are correct. But what does that have to do with our present situation?
The word comprised of the parts against and speak. I dare say I do not deal in such double talk. My art dealings are clean.
That's all well and good. However, about this piece of evidence...
There's no value in that. I'm not interested in buying that from you. Arr.
Okay, well, that was wrong, I guess. The movie I wanted to see would not start, so I checked my pocket watch many times. My watch is set to my destination time. Oh, there it is. Okay, now this is the one. I hope this is right. Okay, there we go. Mr. LeBlanc, you said this just now in your testimony.
I even set my pocket watch to the destination time in the Kanban board.
No, if your watch has been set to our destination's time zone, it would mean that your watch is displaying the time of our destination.
Yes, and the correct time is worth its 6 cents.
I would like you to take a look at this. Here you go. If you believe the Sky magazine, clocks on this flight run in accordance with the time of our departure time zone. Of course, the movie schedule was also created with that in mind. Mr. Nero, for confirmation's sake, what time zone is this flight aligned to right now? Well, we made a short stop at the transfer point. That's right. It was in that small Asian country, the Republic of Jungfa. But we didn't readjust our onboard clocks at that time. So right now, we are still running on Borginian time.
What?
The time difference between Borginia and our destination is 9 hours, you fucking dumbo. In that case, it's only natural that your watch would be out of sync with the schedule. Further, with your analog watch set to our destination's time, it would appear to be running 3 hours fast when compared to our flight's onboard clocks. It also changes everything about your testimony. And you can bet 1,000,000 cents on that. In light of this information, it means you saw Mr. Hicks 3 hours prior at 3 a.m.
My 1,000,000 cents!
This should clear up all of the remaining accusations. So this basically widens the time frame for the time of death, right? Yes, because Mr. LeBlanc saw the victim enter the elevator at 3 a.m. It means that the time of death could be anywhere from 3 to 6:15 a.m. The question now is, where was Mr. Hicks during that span of time, and what was he doing? I've got something to say. And you are?
Yeah,
Oh wow, she's wearing something real risque. Oh my god, look at the Mr. iFly that she's holding. Oh, how cute.
I'm Cammy Mill. I'm the flight attendant.
And what is it that you wish to say?
Well, I think your story is a little different from how I remember it.
What do you mean, Cammy?
I saw Mr. Hicks sitting in his seat at 5 a.m., you know.
What? How can you be so sure of the time?
Oh, that's right. He pushed his call button while we were parked at the transfer point.
Ah, the stop we made for refueling and cargo transfer in Jungfa, correct?
Yes, it was from 4 to 5 a.m. according to our clocks.
And during that time, did any of the passengers leave, or did any new ones board this flight?
No, not a single person got off or on in Jungfa.
What about the flight crew?
The few who were handling the cargo transfer might have temporarily gotten on or off. But eventually everyone, including Cammy and myself, came back on the plane.
So basically, I can assume that no one left or got on since our initial takeoff. Interesting. I should keep that in mind. Well, I've added a note.
Yeah, and I answered his call. I can tell you Mr. Ackby Hicks was there when he blah blah blah. Was there in his seat when we took off again at 5 a.m.
Well, her testimony's in there too. Alright, then that puts the time of murder between 5 and 6:15 a.m. Okay, now, what time did you come to the lounge, Mr. Edgeworth? I remember coming down here as almost as soon as we left the Republic of Jungfa.
Ah! You were here the whole time from 5, yes? Then you are the only one who could have been the killer!
I mean, I'm glad that he recovered. You know what? We're gonna stop right here. Basically, oh my god. Basically, Grape Man is a big fat loser, and he just likes jumping in whenever there's drama. Cammy is interesting, and we're still screwed. So, next time, I guess we'll try to prove our innocence again.